Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life. I'm going to show you this old nuke hive that somebody handed down to us. It's built out of scrap material. The sides look like they may be built out of some kind of old fruit crate scraps or something. But it's got a screened over entrance hole and then an entrance down here, or a vent hole rather. Looks like somebody carved it out with a dull butter knife. And it looks like it'd probably hold 3 frames. This one hadn't been out in the weather much. I'm not sure how much weather it would take. But I just wanted to show you this to show you don't have to build anything fancy if you're just getting started. The bees will live in whatever you put them in, as long as it's the right amount of space and it keeps the weather off of them. But that's not what this video is about, so I'll get on to the real reason for the video. Here we go. This morning we're headed out to this house here, I believe, to begin the removal of a honeybee colony from a tree. And the way we do that is by trapping them out, and we just call it doing a trap out. So you'll get to see from the very beginning how to set up a trap out on a tree or a building or anything else, and get to walk you through it right from the very start. So here we go. All right, here's what we're looking at. We got a colony inside of a oak tree. Good size oak tree, right on the water. So they picked them out of a scenic location, and according to the homeowner, they've been in here about 4 years. So they're doing a lot of remodel work. I don't know if that's the reason for the sudden interest to remove them, but they want them out of the tree, but they're thinking about starting to keep bees, so this colony will come out of the tree but may stay here on site. Here's the only reason we ever do a trap out is if you don't want to damage a tree in any way, or if you got a house that you really can't gain access to where they are, or somebody doesn't want to do any damage to their house. Otherwise I tear into a house, but that's the only reason for a trap out, is if there's something that you just don't want to damage and you've got time to work with them. So you got to start out with a cone. The basis of the trap out is the cone.
Okay, then also
so here's 2 cones we're starting out with. We'll probably use this one. Basically, your cone doesn't have to be real pretty. It just has to have an exit that the bees can get out of. You want it big enough that they can drag a dead drone out if they have to, so they don't clog the entrance up somehow. Alright, right now I'm test fitting my cone, figuring out how I want it. This tree's empty all the way to the bottoms, and I don't want to have to screen all that off, so I'll block off the bottom somehow. But there's how the cone works. You can see that they're going out through the cone, and then of course right now they can go right under the screen to get back in, but once I block that off, that won't be happening anymore. Well, there's our setup. Got our cone facing upward. If they want to drag dead out, they got to bring them up, but that'll keep the cone from getting clogged any. This is filter material I've just used for packing to close any gaps. I use roofing nails, and when those are pulled, there won't be any damage to the tree. Basically, but a few little holes there, that's it. Pack this full of whatever trash we had in the truck, and we set up basically a bait hive, screwed it to both of these trees, and put some lemongrass oil in it. And that's it. That's a trap out. It's as simple as it gets, and it took me 20 minutes to set it up, and it might take a week or 2 to get them out. It depends on the size of the colony in the tree. That's the end of day 1 of our trap out. The homeowners decided to keep the bees. We're going to relocate them. He's doing some renovation add-on stuff, and he's going to relocate them on top of a carport and keep the colony here. And so there's the bees' backyard. Real pretty place. That's it. very simple. Just takes time, and you have to monitor them to make sure they're not getting back in, as well as to check and see when they go in your box. So I'll see you back for part 2. I'll be back over here tomorrow to check on them. Day 2 of the trap out. This is the hard part about doing a trap out, is monitoring it, because they do find other entrances occasionally. And since you got something like this, real irregular shape, I just stuffed that that foam rubber where I could get it. And they've either eaten a hole in the back of it or gone around it. So this filter material right here, this air conditioner filter material, they don't really chew through that or fool with it much. So I brought some more of that, and I'm just gonna restuff this hole with that. The back side anyway. I'm not gonna pull all that out that's already in there. I just got through blocking them out again. Bringing in green pollen, green and orange. They're starting to pile up on the outside. It's midday. I just got through blocking it off about 5 minutes ago, so there's a lot of bees out foraging. I don't know how big this hive is, but I venture to say it's 3 or 4 foot tall in the tree. So that was a lost day of productivity on the trap out, since they were able to get back in, and they're just hauling in pollen by the bucket loads. So we're running a day behind, but we're getting it done. I gotta get out because they're starting to hit me in the face. I'm hanging out in the neighborhood a little bit today. I stopped back by in about an hour and a half and see what they look like then. This is an hour after finishing blocking them off. There's still a whole lot of bees coming out, but there's not that many piled up at the entrance. I guess they're all out looking for something to collect. If I had the luxury of being over here tonight, I'd probably find a couple thousand bees clustered on the front of this screen. They're still trying to find ways around my blockade, unsuccessfully, thankfully. Well, I'm not done yet. I just noticed where they're trying to chew through some old propolis to get around a rotten spot in this tree. So I'm gonna have to block off, looks like that entire rotten section right there. I went ahead and added some window and door silicone to that crack that they were trying to chew the propolis out of. Hopefully that blocks any other entrance that they might have. It kind of ran them out of the bottom down there, so they're starting to pile up on the screen again. It appears that I finally have them locked out. I left a little gap in the top of that box lid so they can go in. But you can see how that works. They can find their way out just because they go up when they come out, but they have a real hard time finding that entrance to get back in there.